don't know how well this is going to work, so we're going super low quality, mega budget today. Ugh. But I just wanted to come out here and just and think. There was something else I wanted to rant about today. You're right, how you doing? But put that on the back burner. We've had our first meltdown for a while. Wasn't really a meltdown. It was a, I don't really know what it was. It was just a disagreement. It was actually kind of fun, to be honest with you. So, um, big man decided to pop off at me today on the school run. Nanny hands the big man his backpack for school, and he just turns, looks at me, and gives me this evil look. Not even evil, just like, ugh. Like, it's your fault. I was like, dude, what'd you look at me like that for? Um, and all of a sudden he went off on this like mini rant at me. Like Noodle had already run off towards school with his bag, and the big one just decided he was gonna pop off at me. It's interesting. It was funny because I don't mind when he pop off at me like this, because it's nice to just hear him let loose, just explode from time to time, because he's usually just so like, oh, he's like a kicked dog a lot of the time, and I don't mean that in like in a bad way. What I mean is like, if you say no, he doesn't bark at you, he doesn't bite at you. He's like a downtrodden mutt a lot of the time. He just takes it. And today, for him to just kind of go, in so many words, "You're a dick and it's your fault," was like, oh. So yeah, I hand him the bag, and well, sorry, Nanny hands him the bag, and he's like, look, I said, what did you give me that face for? And I couldn't. I'm trying to remember like the process here, but I couldn't quite get a reason out of him. Like, was it that he was carrying his bag? Did he not like carrying his bag? I assumed it was the same kind of thing from the day before, because yesterday I made him carry his bag in school. I said to him, "Look, mate, you've got to carry your bag. It's your bag with your stuff in it. You have to carry it, because uh, I'm not in school. I'm not going to carry it for you. You're not going to palm it off to a student or a teacher to carry it for you. This is your stuff. You carry it. It's got nothing to do with me." And bless him, he popped off and said, like, well, you've got to carry your bag too. I was like, yeah, I do. It's my bag. It's got my stuff in it, and I carry it so that I know that if anything gets broken in my bag or lost, it was my fault because I had hold of my bag. I don't want other people lugging around my stuff, because if anything does get broken or lost, it's their fault, kind of thing. Or it's my fault for letting them have the bag, but I'll feel angry at them because they had my stuff. So I will carry my bag. And he said, well, no, when you're at school. I said, yeah, dude, when I was at school, I had to carry my own bag, because the bag wasn't going to get itself from classroom to classroom by itself. It wasn't going to get to my locker by itself. It wasn't going to get from my locker to like class A or class B or class C. The bag would just, if I just left it, the bag wouldn't go anywhere. My stuff that I needed for my lessons wouldn't go anywhere. So I had to carry my bag. I did. That's what I do. You have a bag so that you put your stuff in it that you need, and then you carry it places. It's the purpose of a bag. And I mean, people have commented saying it was so funny. They're like, you were arguing with a 10-year-old. I was like, well, I weren't really arguing. I was just trying to, well, we were, right? But like I say, he was talking. Big man doesn't often go on at length about anything. And if he'd have had this kind of pop off in class, like someone would have probably called him stupid, or hit him or something like that. Whereas when he kind of rants off at me, I'm like, dude, like all I'm gonna keep on doing is rewinding the conversation to try and get to the point. So I said, he said, well, yeah, carry your own bags. Yeah, I did. So what's your problem? I'm not going to carry it because I had to carry my bags, and now you have to carry yours. What's your point? What are you angry for? And then he'd go around and around and around, and we'd basically be going round and round in circles. And I'd say, well, yeah, that's what you're saying to me, but we've already got to this point, and we've already said, yeah, so what? What's your point? Back to the beginning we go to see if I can kind of, you're tugging on loose threads to try and get the one that makes the conversation flow. Autism's a weird thing, and children these days, it's really difficult for kids these days. It's hard for children to quantify things, and the way that things are thrown at them these days is really brutal. And I bring that up because the next thing, Big Man says to me, I don't know where this came from either. I think it might have had something to do with the fact that Nanny's been made redundant recently. I think the bag might come from the idea of high school. It's coming up within the next year, and he's going to have to be. He's responsible for all of the things in his bag, and he's gonna. And there's loads of things it could be, but anyway, the next thing I think came from Nanny being made redundant, and just randomly he popped off at me saying that I had to get a real job, and I was like, what? It's like, so you can get money, so you can get more money. I was like, I don't need more money, dude. Like, I'm happy where I am, being, self-employed and a stay-at-home dad. I'm fine with that. I don't earn a lot of money, but it's enough. It gets us by. We get what we want. And I said, and 9 times out of 10, buddy, my money goes on you guys. It goes on you and your brother. When you guys want a new game, I buy you a new game. When you guys want a new thing for your computer, I buy you the thing for your computer. When you guys want a new toy, I'll buy you the toy. I don't get to see a whole hell of a lot of my money. And, because I think in... I think I know where that part came from as well, not just because Nanny's been made redundant, but because I mentioned I was talking to Nanny about... So Nanny mentioned about money. Like how you can hand a child a fiver and the kid will instantly go to the £25 aisle. Well, there isn't a £25 aisle, but you'll hand them a £5 note and they'll go to the toys that cost £25, or £30. And but I want. It's like, yes, but you don't have the money for it. The difference between what you have and what that costs is huge. Okay? You cannot have it until you have enough for it. Until there is enough here to match that, you don't have that. You can only afford what's over there. And I said to them, it's the same kind of thing with the internet. They seem to think that if they have like a YouTube channel or a Twitch account or an Instagram account or whatever, kids like these days, God, I sound so old saying that. Like, they seem to think that if they put up a video, they will instantly be like a YouTuber they like. So, example, Ryan's Toys. I think it's Ryan's Toys. He's got his own toy line now. They have it in their head that if they put up a video, they will instantly have all of the options available to them that Ryan and his family have. So they will have advertising money. They will be able to have their own toy line. They'll be able to stay at home and play with toys all day. Now, I'm sure that's not what the little boy does, but that's what they think. In the case of me and live streaming, they assume that because I live stream, they know of Maximilian Dude, who is a Twitch streamer for fighting games, and they absolutely love Max. And it's really bad because, to children, their parents are like gods, They are out there saving the world every day. They're like superheroes out there saving the world every day, They're not out there doing menial tasks for pennies. They're out there doing the big things, living the dream kind of thing. And so because I stream and Max streams, my children instantly assume that I am at the same level as Max. And I'm not. Not by a long shot. And so I had to kind of break that down. So I was like, look, guys, just because you put something online doesn't instantly make you famous. So I forgot I was recording on battery, and the computer's battery ran out, and complain the audio's different, microphone, and we're in a different place. You know, it's teleportation. It's it's kind of sweet, you know, that a kid'll, they're so innocent and so, you know, they're so naive to think that dad does this, they do this, they're the same. You know, to think that we could upload a video on YouTube and reach an audience of hundreds of thousands of people, millions of people, that we could be, we could have our own toy line or a merch store where people would actually want to buy junk with our faces on it or something like that, or things that we've said. Cute, but not quite how the world works. And I it's horrible really sometimes, because you think, you know, children do idolize their parents a lot of the time, especially if they're doing the same thing as their heroes kind of thing. The external heroes, you know what I mean? That's not the way the world works. And I mean, DeWalt had the same issue with his little one. I can't remember the personality that she looked up to, but she had kind of like this elevated view of a person on YouTube, and thought that, you know, hey, if I put up a video, you know, I'll just do what they do. I'll be able to have the exact same things, and it didn't work out. And as you know, DeWalt said, it's heartbreaking to see it. You know, they have this dream, they have this expectation, and they don't reach it. But it is hard for children to quantify it. There will be, because they're young, they're naive, they're uneducated, and these days they're just handed everything. My mum says it to me all the time, that they don't see that you have to work to get money to buy them the things. They just know that they ask for something and it appears. It is there. There is no visual exchange of something for them to have something. Like, so to exchange money for a product or whatever, they just see an Amazon packet come through the door and it's there. They don't have to wait for anything. They don't have to go to a shop, or they're not forced to sit and watch you know, the Netflix on demand, YouTube content on demand, music content on demand. When I was younger, if you want to watch TV, it had to be on the TV. We had to have a video cassette of it. You couldn't just hit a button and it be there, or a new show come out and it be there. Kids want everything now, and they don't. The gap between having nothing and having everything is, they don't see it. They don't see it. They should just have everything. That's kind of trailed off, actually, because I don't. A fair bit of time has passed, and I'm kind of glad it has, actually, because we've gone to pick the kids up from school, and Big Man has come out happy as can be. You know, had a great day in school, came out, gave me a hug, almost as if nothing had happened. It's like, hey, can we play some Smash Brothers later? I'm like, all right, dude, cool.
with that said, because I was expecting Big Man to have a horrible day because of how everything started. Noodle, on the other hand, has had a horrible day. Said something out of turn in class. The teacher told off the entire class because the teacher wasn't entirely sure as to who it was that said what was said. And then he got upset about it, which is effectively an admission of guilt, and run off, basically. So yeah, but that was right at the end of the day, so I'll let that slide. But you know, ups and downs, joys of being a parent, and the whole money thing as well. I mean, I could not be self-employed. I could go off and do any number of things. I mean, admittedly, with my skills, things that I have qualifications for, and the way the job market is these days, especially in this area, if I went for a part-time job, I mean, we wouldn't earn a whole hell of a lot more than we do now. I mean, I don't earn a lot of money at all, like a few $100, $300 if I'm lucky, $400 if I'm lucky, at a push. It really does depend, based on what's going on, but if I went into a full-time job, obviously that scales up, but then you have to kind of obviously take away the stuff that we earn from doing the other stuff. So, no daily vlogs, no live streams. I wouldn't be doing the podcast. Not that those things earn money anyway, but other things would go away that they're used to. And other projects I do that do earn some cash would go away. And so, it would shift. Like, how much of a benefit would it really be to go out and get a regular 9 to 5? Plus, I kind of like being here. I don't get to go out as much because I don't have as much money. But if there's a problem at the school, I'm there. If there is any problem at all, if anyone needs me, I am generally around and ready to jump up and answer the call. If I was at work, we'd have to palm off those responsibilities to someone else, and that's not fair on someone else. There's trouble at the school. Nanny would have to go and get him, or Granddad would have to go get him, or someone else would have to go and get him. Another assigned adult would have to go and sort it out. That's not fair on that person when I'm not really motivated by money. So, like I said to Big Man, I don't care if I ain't got any money, dude. Like, I could have a few £100s in my pocket, and if you said, Dad, I want this, have it. If you want it and I can buy it for you, or I can make it for you, have it. I'm not motivated by money, so going out and getting a better job doesn't interest me any, I'm not motivated by being up here somewhere. I don't want a shiny car and really expensive new top of the line gear. I'll make the best of what I've got and be happy that everything I have is mine, and I'm not trying to keep up with everyone else. I'm happy doing what I do, having the freedoms that I have. I can't afford to go on holiday every year, but not my groove anyway. That's going off on a bit of a, I just want to throw that out there. It's hard to be a kid these days. It's probably harder now than it ever has been because they don't have much of a chance to be children. A lot of the things that we used to do when we were kids are now frowned upon. They are, at least around my area. I know that if Woodland were to see this, because Woodland's got a thing about saying like kids grow up too fast. No, they don't. No, they don't. They grow up the exact same rate everyone else does. That's time, man. It's a bit of a sarky comment, but we don't give children as many opportunities to be children as we used to. Children these days hanging out is being online playing like Minecraft or PlayStation or Xbox. When I was a kid, to hang out you actually had to go somewhere and experience things. You weren't stuck in this little bubble in a room somewhere. You had to experience things. You did get knocked down a lot. Now, though, kids see all this stuff up here and wonder why they haven't got it. It's that Jim Jeffries thing, isn't it? You know, we all have dreams, and there are people in Africa starving, but they're happier than you. Yeah, I've lost track of what I was saying. Sorry. Poor kids. Oh, 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 oh yeah. You're gonna. I just realised you're gonna hear talk back. My stream from earlier is now on the TV downstairs. Just a quality check. Weird things happen. We were playing Jump Force. My rule was that I don't want to pay for Xbox Live Game Pass anymore. I just got charged for it, and Jump Force is part of Game Pass, so I want to finish it before the next charge goes through so I can cancel the thing. This is a bit disconnected now from the last bit. I've played Smash with the boys. I promised after they were good at school that we'd play, and it was okay. I still don't like Smash Ultimate. It was fun. I just don't like Smash Ultimate. I don't like the way they play. I don't like the levels they play. I don't like the fact they play with items. It's just not my thing. And I was talking to them about it. I said, you do know that they don't. If you were to play in like a tournament or whatever, they wouldn't let you have items or anything. Because Theo was saying, oh, they should only let you have like one smash ball or whatever. It's like a super attack per round, or you should only be able to have XYZ number of support characters or Pokemon things on screen. I was like, yeah, if you were playing in a tournament, you wouldn't have any of this stuff anyway, because they say that takes away from skill and it's all luck based at that point. So they'd bin that off. So why are we playing with items? So I don't know. So but we played and that was all right. Although I will admit it's a bit naughty because they stayed up later because I was streaming, and not the fact that we were playing Smash, but I was streaming beforehand, and because I didn't want to break my promise, I let him stay up a bit later so we could play Smash. And then when it came to bedtime, they were a bit like, because they were amped that we'd been playing games, so they didn't really want to go to sleep. Not a big deal. They went to sleep. It was fine, but don't let your kids play video games before you put them to bed. Just saying. So, look, some kids will be fine. Mine. That was alright though. It was cool. It's fine. Yeah, the live stream was weird. It was one of the more popular streams I've done in a while. Two random things to note. One, Twitch have said that they will now pay affiliates for ad plays, so everyone is forced, unless you're subscribed to a channel, you are forced to watch an ad. Affiliates normally wouldn't be paid for that. That would normally go straight to Twitch. Apparently, according to DeWald, this now goes to affiliates. It's kind of neat, I suppose. It's just something DeWald told me this morning. So if anyone's in the affiliate program, congratulations, you will now get pennies. You'll get a few more pennies every month, which would be kind of nice for. There are a few live streamers I want to see go up there who are already part of the affiliate program. Mav and Ram. I want to see them kind of grow and stuffs, and if they can get a little bit of pin money, go out for a meal or whatever just from doing live stream for fun, great. They've got the charisma for it, they've got the skill, they've got the charisma for it, so I'd like to see them grow. Anyway, shifting on, I ended up on the main page of DLive today. DLive is another streaming platform that I occasionally use, and today, for some reason, I was chosen to be put on the main page. I actually had a message from DLive as I was live saying, hey, by the way, we've hosted you on the main page. I was like, thank you. That means my audience of none will continue to be an audience of none, but thank you anyway. So that was neat. I think that's like the first time I've been hosted, to my knowledge, on a main page of a streaming site. I've been offered places on, I'm not including stuff like Stickam and places before Twitch, because it was a much smaller thing back in those days, or being hosted on like a homemade streaming thing, like back in the day. If you were like part of a podcasters network or a shoutcast radio station, they would have your stuff front and center if you were live, because it was your turn to go live, kind of thing. I'm talking like a big corporate site, you know, at this point. Yeah, that was kind of neat. I've lost track of all the other fluff today. It's actually been alright. The little rants I've had with the kids today have been nice. It's been nice to have them talk. Big Man has gone on the record as saying that one of the reasons why he's a bit gripey about carrying his bag, literally just because it hurts his shoulders. Well, why didn't you say that earlier, mate? I'm going to carry your bag or help you carry your bag. But, you know, bless. Bless. I've also come up with another project. Next time we see Zaber, I don't know when, but I thought for a laugh that I would set up a recording session, because Zaber can actually play, where if he programs a drum track, a MIDI drum track, and that'll be the only thing we're allowed to program, right? He programs a MIDI drum track, brings it over here to the UK, and then I will set up, you know, a random bass amp if I can get hold of a cheapy one, random guitar cab, like a combo unit, and I'll get some cheap ass mics, cheap ass interface, and we will wire it all up like the old days. And we'll record a track the old fashioned way. Then Zaber says we'll do another track using entirely free software, so straight into an interface, and then we'll use I guess cab emulation or whatever to like Linux style stuff, like it's completely free, where you get the software to emulate an amplifier. There are some of those on Linux. Try it that way, and then we'll use like a big boy recording setup, like what Zaber uses. Not big boy, but like more expensive plugins and stuff like that, like plugins that actually cost money that professionals use, and then see which one we prefer and which one was more fun. That's something I'd like to do at some point. So I'm in the process of looking for cheap guitar pedals, and I'll set us up like a little. I'm probably gonna go. Me personally, I want to go like an At the Gates style sound, or Entombed. So that'll probably be like a Metal Zone and Boss HM2 Heavy Metal. Isn't the HM2 Heavy Metal? But like those two together, that'll give you roughly the At the Gate sound. You can run them through any shitty amplifier to get that sound. Bass, I'm not entirely sure about, so I'm going to have to ask some bass players about that. But like that'll be that one, and just for a laugh. Anyway, fuck it. I'm dragging this on way too long. The stuff this morning, groovy, rad, joys of having kids. Meltdowns aren't that bad. I mean, not that it was much of a meltdown, but just, you know, roll with it. As I've said before, you weren't perfect, your kids aren't perfect, their kids ain't going to be perfect. You know, it's all fun. So I hope you're well. This was a pointless vlog, and I'll see you all with a bit of luck tomorrow.